Hey everyone, welcome to the Pit Stop with Team Truck Stop Love. I'm Mikey Zero.
And I am Rochelle DeVille. And we are going to recap one of the most exciting episodes.
Stressful.
I think
Very
it's
stressful.
exciting though. I think of the whole
Intense.
season. My favorite episode of the whole season, I think.
Yeah, it really kept my interest, which has been harder and harder to do as the seasons went on. But tonight was intense. I don't know. We'll let Rochelle can talk to you guys for a minute. I'm going to figure out the live chat on this setup.
Let me get to the right page of my notes. So we started off last episode, Justin and Diana win again. You got it?
I hope.
We were very sad to see Denise and James go. The teams head off to Hong Kong, which has the most skyscrapers in the world.
Wow, that's an interesting fact.
We got to see a very quirky scene. Are we there?
Yes, we were on the live chat. I did
Adrian's here and Maggie is too. Yay! So we see a scene where the paparazzi was kind of like talking shade on the green team.
U-turn drama.
And I love that. Like, I think that's why they kept quoting the green team when they're like, "Never U-turn a team that you know is not going to go home," and kind of foreshadowed that whole.
And they did.
Scene
That
there. They hop on the same flight, so we see an equalizer. All the teams are, starting off at the same point this leg, which makes it for a good, exciting leg. Let's see.
All four teams on one flight to Hong Kong.
Yep.
Right?
And once they get to Hong Kong, they get to hop on these fancy green Rolls Royces. That's how fancy I am. I'm not bougie enough. And I like the quote. They go from a tuk-tuk to a Rolls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still no driving, no self-drive.
Which, seriously, I think it
is the worst.
This is one of my most biggest disappointments. I'm gonna let the dog in the bathroom 1 second.
All right. Well, the dog has interrupted us. So they get driven. Let me make that clear again. They get driven by a driver to the Peninsula Hotel in Hong Kong, where they get their next clue. And the clue is a detour, Sam's or Sells. Oh, Rochelle's back. I got to the detour. Sam's and Sells. Sam's, you cut a suit jacket. I don't know the proper terminology. Rochelle does. You cut a suit jacket and then you deliver it.
Yeah, basically you had to cut 6 pieces of fabric, which seriously would have been one of my dream challenges. I have a degree in fashion design, and that was seriously would have been one of the easiest challenges, I think, for me.
On the other side was Sells, where they had to go through hundreds of cell phones, find one that worked, that had a phone number in it, call the number, find the address to get your next clue.
And here we get to see the green team and their luck. I mean, I think they're a very good team, but I do think they have had some easy breaks. And that was definitely one of those ones where you're like, oh, well, the green team got out again.
Yeah, they were very quick. They got the right cell phone. I was in the kitchen for that, and I know they were going to the cell detour, and then by the time I was out of the kitchen, they were gone. So I don't know, was it the first phone they picked up? Like literally the first phone?
It wasn't the first phone, but it was literally probably within 10 minutes they were there. But
good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. They got the phone, and before looking around, which is the easy thing to do, you hop in the cab, but they didn't realize that the place they needed to go was literally right there.
Yeah, the old Kwai Street.
Yes.
How's that? I couldn't say Namibia, but I can say Kwai Lin.
We saw some of this too, earlier in the season. You really gotta pay attention to your surroundings when you're on the race. Remember when they were bungee jumping off that big hill, and I think it was paparazzi, and I forget what other team just left, but really they just needed to get the clue right there.
Yeah.
So it was kind of something like that. So the green team's off, but I think they spent probably like 45 minutes or so in
the cab. Yeah, a bad cab driver. And where is it? Earlier in the chat, Angelica said the fact that cab drivers can determine the outcomes, that's why it reminded her she loves The Amazing Race. And that's very true.
That's why sometimes we hate The Amazing Race, though.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a part on a show that goes around the world. You're traveling around the world. You know, like, I guess one of the downfalls would be transportation around the world. And
that was definitely, for us, that was our downfall. But the funny part about our story is we were in the States, and that's when it really bit us. Anyways.
Next.
So the teams are cutting out the fabric. I mean, if you've cut out patterns before, you would know to fold it in half, but obviously these people have never cut out patterns. So
obviously.
So some teams struggled with that a bit, but going out of that, it looks the cheerleaders were first, reporters were shortly after, and then the paparazzi.
But the green team was well ahead of them at this point.
Yeah, at this point they were.
Chris would like the paparazzi to win it all. We'll get to that later. Someone remind us in the chat we should end this
with who we want to win. Yeah.
So, but let's get through the leg first. Okay. Everybody's out of the detour, right?
Yeah.
And they have to go to the turbojet ferry in McCall. And there were two ferries.
Mm-hmm.
Two ferries. And we've seen, was it the green team? And then, I don't know, one of the other teams, I forgot who it was. The cab drivers told them there are two ferries. Hong Kong side and then the Kowloon side, I believe, something or another. And that ultimately...
They needed to take premier class, is what happened. And the green team got there, and there wasn't any premier class available, is what I believe happened. I would like to rewatch this, but... But
they were at the wrong ferry completely.
They were?
Yes.
Okay.
They're at the wrong... That's why in the long run, in the end, it was a 25... I think it was a shorter ferry by 25 minutes. That's why they got the extra 25 minutes.
Okay.
So, wrong ferry, wrong tickets, obviously. And the cheerleaders, paparazzi, and the reporters were on that first ferry. I mean, the only correct ferry. And they're like, the green team's not here. And some of them were speculating that the green team had already checked in. Like, they're done. They completed the entire leg. But... when they were on there, the green team wasn't even... I don't even think they had booked that ferry by the time the three teams were already almost done.
Yeah. They had to take the ferry to the City of Dreams, which is the House of Dancing Water. And I thought this challenge was really freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was
there was like smoke and lights.
It was like an event.
Yeah, it was the largest water show in the world. And they had to jump off a 30-foot plank and then dive down and grab a goldfish.
Yes. And, let's see, I got it written down here. Logan, Kelsey, Krista, and Diana were the four to do this.
Yes.
An all-female cast on this roadblock.
I think this, if it was us, I would have definitely wanted you to do it. Although we both can swim, you are definitely more of a water person than I am. And the 30-foot jump might have been a little bit.
I would have been down for the 30-foot jump, but I can be in water and swim, but I freak out if my feet can't touch the bottom of my head's over. And
you would have been freaking out about your contacts underwater
as
well.
So that would have been...
or you would have had your glasses on and they would have fallen off when you jumped off the 30-foot.
I wouldn't have seen anything. So that would have definitely been a challenge.
Maybe I would have been better at that.
If we would have thought it out that quickly. You would have taken that challenge.
At this point, though, there's a pretty common goal with all of the teams, and that's basically to beat the green team. Everyone wants to beat the green team. Which, one thing that I noticed, and I really don't understand, if everyone has that common goal, when Krista was the last one, and she couldn't find that fish, and everyone, first, who found it first? First, Logan, right?
Yep, Logan, and then Kelsey.
And then Kelsey. Why didn't one of them tell her where that fish was after they left, like when they were leaving?
They could have, but in this case, I don't think I don't think the paparazzi or the reporters were in there at the same time as the green team. And they were speculating the green team was already ahead.
Yeah.
So if one of them would have said, "Hey, that's where it's at,"
I got you.
But little had they known that the green team wasn't even there yet. But no, I see your point.
Mm-hmm. Because I get your point too.
Well, yeah.
This is where I stopped taking notes because I was so into the episode. But basically, so Logan and Chris leave, and then the reporters leave, and Krista is struggling. And then we see the green team gets there, but what happens is when you are doing the challenge, you have to, basically it's like a 20-minute increments. So the green team gets there, and Chris is in the middle of a challenge, so they're going to have to wait about 20 minutes. We see the green team, Justin, have basically a meltdown.
Yeah, he thought that was it, that the cheerleaders were going to get it, and he was done. And I don't know how well edited that was, but it came down to like a couple seconds to where Diana missed the performance. In reality, it could have been like 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. But I would have been very upset if that was the case. Yeah. Missed out on seconds.
Yeah.
You didn't even do your own makeup. People were doing the makeup. Yeah. So if they were slow, then...
Adam Millwood said, I feel bad for Krista. I definitely felt bad for Krista because I have been in her shoes. The episode...
Exact shoes.
The episode before the finale, and you're the person that your team's depending on to finish the challenge, and she had trouble with it just like I did. And like, I don't think anyone can understand the stress of like what's weighing on your shoulders at that point, and knowing that you pretty much just lost it for your team is a very, very bad feeling. Well, so I really felt for Krista.
It was another hard water roadblock.
Yes, they always the end challenge is always like water.
You're gonna make it work for that final leg.
I know.
So Logan and Chris, reporters, as we said, like 7 times already, that they have left, and we get the information that the pit stop is Nam Van Lake, and you, as always, need to find Phil. And you're going to, well, if you're the first 3 teams, you're going to the final leg of the Amazing Race. It didn't seem like there was too much, like, with, hold on. I'm trying to replay the episode. Well, Logan and Chris and the reporters
got there about basically the same time.
And no problems, right? They just got there.
They just got there.
And then I guess we're still in the roadblock with them two. So... Logan, this is
what are you talking about?
Well, the Amazing Race, the pit stop. We have 2 teams that are at the pit stop. We have 2 teams that are at the roadblock. But throughout the entire episode, throughout the end of the episode at the pit stop, the reporters and the paparazzi were at the pit stop the entire time.
Yeah, I think they basically made them wait there to see who came in.
Jeez. That whole build-up. That whole build-up was for that. But yeah, they waited for like probably 2 hours. Just hanging on the dock with Phil for 2 hours. Don't do anything else. No water, no food.
Yep. And I really, back to the challenge and Krista, I really like the inspirational speech her teammate gave her at the end. Yeah. And it actually worked. She, snapped out of it.
She's like, there's the fish.
Able to eventually dive down and get the fish. Well, Justin and Diana had a little bit of trouble getting to the pit stop, but they finally make it, and Phil is the bearer of bad news.
Yeah, they have a penalty because they took the wrong ferry. And it was... So they get a 30-minute penalty for that, and then they got an additional 25 minutes because it was, I think Phil said, a shorter ferry. They gave him a 25-minute leeway. So a 55-minute penalty. You know the cheerleaders are right behind you, and the other 2 teams have checked in. That had to be the most stressful part of the Amazing Race for the green team.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing else. I mean, it wasn't like it was in the third or fourth leg. Like, it was the 11th leg racing to the finale. Oh my god.
That would have sucked. Yeah, and then they have to sit there while the other teams are like, they're done. They're done. Oh my god, they're done. Like, how brutal is that?
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, at least they get to sit down.
So they melt down again. I don't blame them. But, so Krista finally gets out. And then they have taxi trouble.
A bad cab that takes them
to a hotel. Which we've had experienced that as well. We were in Thailand. And the driver had no idea where we wanted to go. And I think we were in this cab, like, literally about 2 hours. And finally, he just dropped us off at the United States Embassy.
Yeah.
So that stuff does happen.
You can tell on The Amazing Race, if any cab driver pulls into a hotel and it's not your destination,
they don't know where
things are not going to be good for you.
But actually, as we found out, hotels are the best places for them to go because usually someone speaks English at the hotel, and we found when we were lost, it was best for us to go to hotels because someone was able to at least translate where we needed to go to the taxi drivers.
Yes.
So, sadly, the cheerleaders arrive last.
And this didn't look like an editing thing.
No.
This looked like it was
legit.
Maybe 30 seconds to a minute between the time that the cheerleaders got to the mat and the green team's penalty time expired. Mm-hmm. It was... I mean, I didn't see them in the same shot. But I think it was a very, very close deal there. And that, again, for the green team, just counting down those seconds, like, if it came down to like 30 seconds or a minute, just to add more stress to the situation, you see them coming and you're just waiting for Phil.
I feel like from the previews, though, I kind of knew the green team wasn't going to go home because I don't think they would just preview that. So I wasn't really that shocked when it happened.
No, but
we have Chris who says, I like the detour challenges, and we have Adam who says the roadblock was so beautiful. And I agree. I think every challenge of this whole... I love this leg. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it was a fun leg. The roadblock reminded me of like the Vegas show. I don't know what it is, but the one with the pirates in Vegas and the strip. Yeah. That's what it was like.
Yeah, there were one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the detour challenges, they were, I mean, two completely opposite things, which was nice.
They were fun though. Like, yeah. One of my favorite challenges, I don't know what season it was, but they had to like fit dentures to like all these like locals' teeth. It was the weirdest challenge ever. But just like the cell phone and like stuff like that just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. They should have been able to take a selfie with the cell phone. No selfie.
I think they got rid of the selfies. But Logan and Chris won a trip to Peru, which I'm totally jealous. Peru was one of my favorite stops last season.
I'm more shocked than jealous because they were the team that was supposed to go home in the last leg. They hung in there. They bicker back and forth, and they got first place. I thought this episode, if the green team didn't go home after the preview, it was going to be the paparazzi. But they pulled through and got first place.
Treasure Island Hotel show. Yeah.
Treasure Island, yeah. So anyway, congratulations, Logan and Chris. That was...
We have some like very knowledgeable people. I think Angelica's telling me that the denture challenge was in season 14.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys are smart. But I don't know. I wasn't shocked because the preview, you see the paparazzi and then you see the reporters at the pit stop, and then the cheerleaders weren't anywhere near.
No.
So.
But the cheerleaders were eliminated, and they didn't make it to the finale. They didn't bring back the fourth team surprise this season.
They were my definitely favorite team to watch, and they were the team I was rooting for. And now I don't really know who exactly I'm rooting for.
Well, they're in the fourth place club. So
they are
welcome them to the club.
The coolest teams are the fourth place club.
I mean, it sucks they didn't make it to the finale, though. I like that twist where they get to do 4 teams in the finale and do that like elimination.
I think,
and they probably wish that would have happened as well.
But they did that the last 2 seasons, and it worked to double it up last season when they did it for us, because we didn't see the finale at that point, so we had no clue that that's ever even happened in The Amazing Race, because we were racing when the finale was going on. So that was like, you saw our reactions and they were genuine. But I feel like if they did that again, it would just kind of not.
Yeah. However they want to do it.
Yeah.
So just
and
then they showed the preview for next week.
I didn't see what city they go to. Did you? Did anyone in the chat see where they were going?
East Coast. Maybe. Is it New York? I don't know. I think it's somewhere. Well, Chris Albert likes Shabini.
Oh, thanks. I actually bought it for Mike and then I stole it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, obviously they get back to the United States. It's somewhere on the East Coast. And I kind of tuned out the preview because I think the finale of any show is better if you don't watch the preview.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to it.
So, that was, obviously, leading up to this week, the preview was awesome. Yeah, New York City.
New York City.
So, yeah, I didn't really watch much of the preview. I seen fire, and I seen them swimming at some point.
Long Island, New York, Adam says.
Oh, yeah, New York. It's all the same. So yeah, I didn't watch too much of it. So I didn't want them. I did see Justin getting mad that we shouldn't have left our cab.
Ooh.
So if we get some more cab drama in the United States, just like we got, things could go down. And as you've seen tonight, as you've seen with us, it could come down to a bad cab driver in the finale.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know who's going to win the Amazing Race. But we want to know everybody's picks in the chat.
How about who you want to win and who you think will win?
Yeah. Let us know that.
You start.
I think the green team will win. And I want the green team to win because they have been dominant throughout the whole thing and pulled together. And if they got through tonight, they deserve to go on. And that's as many prizes you get, as many first places as you get, that could all just fall away at the end if you don't win the Amazing Race. So I'm picking the green team, and if they lose, it will be a huge upset.
I would say who I think will win is the green team. Who I want to win at this point is... Honestly, although I've talked a little bit of shade this season on them, I almost want the paparazzi to win for just like an exciting finish. Because I want them to win now. I don't know why, but I would just like to see that upset because I like good TV.
Well, they all have good stories. You have the green team, that's the dominant team. They're the predictable team to win. You have Logan and Chris, who are the underdogs, the bickering team. And then you have the reporters, who are always just a couple minutes behind, and they haven't got a first place.
And they're really, like, they're really playing up that we've only gotten second place. We've only, like, they're almost editing it to make them win.
It does it one of two ways. Yeah, they edit it to make them win.
Or they get second again.
Or they get second place and they just can't break that curse.
Let's see, we got... Angelica says cabotage. That's kind of my new favorite term. So Adam wants Kelsey and Joey to win. We got the paparazzi, Kelsey and Joey, reporters, green team, but I think the reporters will win. I want the green team to win, Logan and Chris.
Well, there we go. It's a split. 33. Well, yeah, it's up in the air, and next week is the big finale of The Amazing Race Season 27. Season 28's going on.
Dress up for the finale. Maybe get some streamers and fireworks.
I don't know. Maybe some fireworks. Lighting off live fireworks on YouTube sounds like a great idea.
Confetti, at least.
Maybe confetti. But yeah, it's been a fun season. It's had its ups and downs. It's definitely had episodes that I've really enjoyed, and then it's had episodes where I really don't want to watch them again.
There has been some nail biter episodes, that's for sure.
Yes, I mean the whole feud with Team Texas and the Green Team to, their downfall to the Green Team being so dominant. A lot has happened in this season. It's all going to culminate next week, next Friday, and of course we will be back here on the On the Block Network for the pit stop. So you can subscribe below to On the Block Podcast on YouTube, and you can watch us. You can watch Spencer and McCrae with their On the Block podcast. You can watch Max Dawson with Survivor with all the fixins, and of course you can watch us. So I guess once our season is over, we will check in now and then, have some interviews.
Once the season's over, I'd really like to start interviewing all these teams that just went through the experience.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And they'll be able to talk to us.
So yeah, we'll do that. So I know Spencer and McCrae, they're doing some stuff, in their off season of Big Brother. So
and
we will be.
The off season's not even that long. I think we might have like maybe month and a half, and then the new season starts again. Yeah.
So I mean, we're gonna be here probably almost every Friday at least. We'll be here from time to time, and I don't know.
Maybe not on Fridays, though. Fridays are the worst.
We'll figure it out. But we're not going to stop making videos, so after next week's finale, just stick with us and see what we got. Follow us on Twitter.
Thank you all for chatting, too. Oh, Mary.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
I was hoping it was a non-elim leg like yours in Season 26. Sad to see the cheerleaders go. Me, too.
Yep. Follow us on Twitter at Mikey0 and at Rochelle DeVille. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TeamTruckStopLove. And as I said,
still haven't
subscribe.
Got 1,000 likes at, and we have very embarrassing casting videos to post once we get 1,000 likes.
Yeah, tell your friends to like us on facebook.com/TeamTruckStopLove. 1,000 likes, we will post casting videos.
Saturday might be more convenient than Fridays.
We'll see, Adam. We'll see what's going on, but we'll figure it out, and we will update you on our Twitter and Facebook.
Ooh, Angelica. Oh, the trailers.
This is awesome.
We're never going to get off here.
That was great.
I'm curious, did you guys ever do a recap of the Amazing Race Canada? If you can tell us where we can watch this, because I haven't figured out where we can watch Amazing Race Canada.
People have told us on YouTube, but it's like, it's not up to date. We want us somewhere if we can watch it live on the TV, if we can stream it from some device.
Or like iPad, stream it on our Apple TV or something.
Something like that.
I would love to. I have heard amazing things about Amazing Race Canada, and actually we some of our camera crew films actually are from Canada, and they got their start on that show, and they've spoke very highly of it. I've yet to watch it, but I've heard really, really good things.
CTV on YouTube. Is it live? If we're watching this on CTV, okay, it's live on YouTube.
No way.
So what would we search? Is there an official YouTube channel?
Will you send us the link, and maybe we will. When's it start?
But usually one day behind.
One day behind wouldn't be that bad.
No, we can handle that.
I want to watch it.
But yeah, also you should send a link to Big Brother Canada. I would love to watch Big Brother Canada. Well, it's supposed to be really good, and everybody on Big Brother that I follow on Twitter or I'm friends with on Facebook is always talking about Big Brother Canada, what's going on, so I'd like to be in the loop.
Mike is actually a far bigger fan of Big Brother, but I am more of a fan of Amazing Race, so we love each other. Okay, anyways,
yeah, do all the things that we said. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, tell your friends, share this video, subscribe to On the Block Network, share our Facebook page, retweet us, do whatever you want to do in the social media world, and yeah, have a good night. And we'll see you next week on the Pit Stop with Team Truck Stop. Love.
All three.